After being in marketing for almost a decade now and generating our clients well over $100 million in sales, here are the 10 biggest mistakes that we see brands make with their marketing. Number 1, putting all of your eggs in one basket. It's really important to diversify your marketing efforts and make sure that if something happens to one platform, your entire business doesn't just crumble. For example, we used to see a lot of brands who were heavily reliant on Meta ads when Meta was an absolute powerhouse. But when the ban hammer came along and Meta decided, you know what, we don't want your ad account to be promoting anymore for whatever reason, their business would crumble. Now, there's a very fine balance here between over-diversification and not having enough platforms and being heavily reliant on one platform. Now, if you're over-diversified, that means you're spreading things too thin. If you have $1,000 on Pinterest, $1,000 on TikTok, $1,000 on Snapchat, $1,000 on Meta, and then $1,000 on Google, your marketing budget is spread too thin and you're not going to get a really good understanding of what's working and what's not, especially as we move towards a cookieless world. So you want to make sure you strike a balance between being overly diversified and being heavily reliant on one platform. Usually what we recommend for brands who aren't at 7 figures yet is to be on 2 platforms and maybe 3 at most. For the 7 and 8 figure brands that we work with, we're typically seeing them on 2 to 3 core platforms, including email. Number 2 is thinking you are the hero. The customer is the hero, not you and not your product. Make sure your marketing speaks to this in your copy, in your creative, and on your website. Number 3, focusing on selling all the time. Your brand needs a voice too. People buy from people, and ultimately, if you can make your brand more personal and more relatable, people will be able to relate to that more and thus will be more intrigued and more likely to buy from you. Number 4 is a convoluted checkout process. Ease of purchase is key. Don't make this harder than it needs to be, and the easier you make your checkout process, the more sales you're gonna get. Number 5 is not talking to your customers. Talking to your customers is a great way to figure out what they actually want. What better way to figure out what products to launch, what new ideas to use, and what main benefits, features, or pain points that people have than actually asking your current customers. Eliminate the guessing game in your marketing and just have conversations with people to see what their issues actually are. The last thing you want to do is create a product for a problem that doesn't actually exist. Number 6, the we've always done it this way cycle. Embrace change, because whether you like it or not, change is coming. Marketing channels are popping up right, left, and center, new social platforms, new strategies, and if you stick to the tried and true things that worked 5, 6, 7 years ago, your marketing is going to be dated. It's important to keep up to date on trends, but also balance that with not just trend hopping from one shiny object to another. Number 7 is not investing in quality content. Content is king, and what content you're putting out in your marketing channels, on your website, in your ads are absolutely crucial. Think about it like a storefront. If you've got a storefront that's not intriguing, that looks kind of sketchy, people probably aren't going to want to come in, and they're most likely not going to purchase. In a day and age where you can get a killer camera like this on your iPhone, there's no excuse. Number 8 is not using email marketing. While Google and Meta and all these other platforms are great, email is the only platform that you actually own. If something happens on Google or Meta or any other platform that you rely upon, you're kind of hooped. You either need to start from scratch or you need to find a new platform. Email is a tried and true strategy that you own and that will continue to grow and compound if you take care of it properly. One really important thing to consider is the difference between doing email marketing and having an optimized email strategy. I can hit a golf ball. That doesn't mean I'm getting onto the PGA Tour. Number 9, and this is probably one of the most important ones, is feeling versus analyzing. Test, analyze, and repeat. It doesn't matter what you feel if the numbers are telling you something different. Relying on numbers and the data that they are providing will help to eliminate any cognitive biases you might have that are tied to more so your emotions. And number 10 is not using social proof. Flaunt your social proof like crazy. It sells. At the end of the day, no one wants to be the first one at a party. I hope these tips helped you, and if they did, I'd really appreciate it if you could like and subscribe. And if you do have anything to add, or if you have any questions, by all means, leave them in the comments below. If you do have a direct-to-consumer brand doing over $50,000 a month in revenue, there's a link in the description. You can click on that, check it out, and apply to work with us now as well. Thanks so much, and have yourself a great day.